Hello everyone, in this video we are going to demonstrate the basic functionalities of the InOut plugin for Unity. To get started, let's create a scene using the standard assets. In this game I'm taking Ethan from Unity Technology. Let's turn it around and provide just a plane for it to stand. There we go. The plugin is made of two parts. An editor window, which is here, and a component which is used to actually render the visual effect. The first thing we must do is to bake Ethan in order to create a secondary object where the effect will be performed, because we are not going to touch in any way the original asset. There are two ways to bake: shader baking and CPU baking. With shader baking, a shader will be used to create the effect, while with CPU baking, you are going to manipulate the actual mesh in order to create the visual result. Of course, CPU baking will be more precise, but is going to have an impact on the frame rate for your game. Let's select Bake for Shader and see what happens. What we have now in the scene is a new object with the same mesh as the original one, and we like to call this object a puppet, and the original object, which is still there but has been disabled. In the puppet, as you can see, there is a component exposing all the parameters to modify your effect. We can already start the game and see what happens. Since the default effect is an effect to come in the scene, the puppet is now hiding and waiting for us to get activated. When we switch on the active flag, then the puppet is starting the effect. We can pause and restart the effect as we wish, playing with the active flag. Whenever the effect is complete, the puppet will just self-destroy and the original object will kick in. Of course, having your puppet in this position is not going to provide you a nice transition, but we can fix this right away. Just come back to the scene, delete the puppet, re-enable the original object, start the game, and pick a nice position for your Ethan, like this one. Then we can bake again from inside your game. And beware, we are not going to drag and drop the puppet to create a prefab, because otherwise we are going to lose all the meshes. So we have to use the save as a prefab option, and then there will be a folder called InOut dumps with our prefab inside. Stop the game, create the new puppet in the right position, link your original object to the puppet, set back the assemble effect, and let's see what's gonna happen now. As before, our scene is empty. When we activate the effect, it will assemble in the right position and then start the original object again. Okay. Moreover, you are not strictly required to keep the original object in the scene. As a matter of fact, we can delete the original object, take a reference to the prefab, and link it to our puppet. So this way, let's make it a little quicker, and this way we are going to have the puppet instantiate our Ethan for us. Let's now have a look to the InOut component. The component is made of 4 groups of options. We already saw the runtime option. Let's start this immediately. And then we have the general option. In the general option, you can set the effect you want to perform, a speed progression, and the total duration. Basically, we can have 4 effects in both directions. Disperse and assemble are the same effect, but one is to come in the scene, and disperse is to go out of the scene. Let's just have a look. Okay, see? Same thing, but in the opposite direction. For every effect, we do have a group of effect-specific options. For revolving effects, which are disperse and assemble, we have the distance for the fragment to reach or start from the number and the direction of the revolutions. Moreover, we can set the axis that will be used for the revolution. Let's just change this to something more visible, like this one, and we can just set that value and start again our effect. Another set of effects are the implode and expand. Basically, with these two effects, the fragments will start or go to the geometrical center of your object. The blue ball is basically an indicator of where they are going to collapse or start from. The next two effects are fade in and fade out. Basically, with these two effects, you have your fragments appearing or disappearing from the scene, like in this case. And then the last two effects are drop and grow. Basically, with these two effects, you have your fragments falling toward a plane. The plane is indicated by this red rectangle, and the gravity direction is this makeshift green arrow. And basically what you get is this. The gravity direction is expressed in world coordinates. So no matter which is the actual rotation of Ethan, the fragment will always collapse toward that direction. There are a number of options I'm not discussing here to keep the video short, but you will find all of them described in the manual. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.